Everyone, and thanks for joining me today for another episode of Gold Wingnut Live. Each week I answer your questions about things happening in Sumter County and the villages. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos I produce are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happenings here in the villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo-video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the villages and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package for your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work's being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some others do. I'm watching your home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange your package today. Now let's get started with the show.
I'm all about being independent. I don't need anyone holding me back.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't even be trusted to walk on your own without a leash.
People talk shit about me behind my back until they have to face me.
Dude, I've seen you hide from a chihuahua.
I don't drink tap water. Do you guys have Fiji?
Bro, do you know what's grass or do you only know carpet? I'm aerodynamic, bro. Respect the build.
Bro, I'm getting hungry just looking at you.
I'm the toughest breed. People cross the street when they see me.
Bro, you froze like that floating plastic bag was about to mug you.
I'm built for speed. I'm low to the ground, but fast as lightning.
Bro, you're built like a loaf of bread with legs.
I'm half royalty and half fashion model.
Bro, you're like half mop, half throw pillow.
I'm the fastest dog breed in the world. I can hit 45 miles per hour.
Yeah. Cool. Now tell them how you sleep 23 hours a day.
I'm built to protect. Ain't no one getting close to my family when I'm around.
Bro, you act like the Secret Service, but cry when the smoke alarm beeps.
I'm the most sought after breed because I'm smart and trainable.
Yeah, you'd also eat a sock if someone spilled gravy on it.
Those who own dogs, you know that every time you come back from wherever you went, the dog is happy and it's jumpy and it wants to lick you in the face. Even if you just went to get mail from the mailbox, they delight in your return. If you want to take them out for a car ride, they are the first in the car. They jump in, they don't care where it's going, but they're going somewhere. They're some of the most joyous creatures that live among us. Dogs don't live as long as we do. Every single day a dog lives is equivalent to a week of your life. If they only get 1 day for every week you're alive, they make every day count. I'm just suggesting that their lives have already factored in their mortality. When I look at a dog, I use that as a reminder of how I should live every day of my life, because I get to live 7 times as long as the dog.
Far & Away Mobile Pet Grooming provides professional grooming services right outside your home. Their state-of-the-art mobile grooming salon won't disturb your neighbors with loud noises or smelly fumes, providing a less stressful grooming experience with no more contact with other pets and their germs. With nearly 50 years combined professional grooming experience, Villages residents Eric and Sharon McFarland bring their expertise and full line of competitively priced services to your home. Big dogs or small, they do them all. I trust them with my Sully and Lily, and you can trust them with yours. Far & Away, they're the best mobile groomer in the Villages. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Gold Wingnut Live. I'm your host, Don Wiley, and it's a hot day out again. What can I say? So today's sponsor for the show is Far & Away Mobile Pet Grooming. You just saw their ad, and that was my Lily and my Sully being groomed. I didn't want to endorse somebody unless I knew that they were good for you all. And watching Eric groom my two was all I needed to know to endorse them. We have other sponsors today. We have Surf to Turf Home Inspections, Country Village Power Equipment, and Golf Carts, Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise, excuse me, Shade Masters. We have Magic Stairs, all very good vendors. Please use them. I think they all provide great service. All right, so been a fun day. Been watching a little bit of football, watching Jacksonville. You know what Jacksonville and Chick-fil-A have in common? Neither one of them shows up for work on Sunday. I'm telling you what. I mean, they're winning right now, but it's preseason. They're going to choke. They always do. All right, so let's get started on some of the comments before we jump into the other stuff. Let's see, Patricia wants to know, can you tell me if Fresh Market is the new grocery store going in Eastport? I can't tell you what I don't know for sure. Would I like it to be? Absolutely. I love Fresh Market. Love their meat department. But right now, I can't find anything that officially confirms any of the possible vendors that I've heard are going in there. So we'll see. Chris says, was the Villages grown sold? If so, will the greenhouses be removed and new businesses? I don't know that it has been sold yet. I know they have scaled back operations quite a bit. If they are sold and they take down the greenhouses, that is a huge area for potential commercial properties. Let's see. Chris wants to know, do you know anything about a meeting soon about locking out adult pools and issuing all new IDs to keep outsiders out? No, I haven't heard anything about that. There's supposed to be a joint meeting between Project-Wide Advisory Committee and AAC to talk about amenities access, but I will tell you, reissuing 150,000 credentials would be a monumental task. I've done it for 5,000 people in a building, and it took us weeks. So I just can't see it, and it's very expensive. Let me put it this way: to do one door or one portal, as we would call it, is between $2,000 and $4,000. So it's $2,000 and $4,000 for every pool. We got over 100 pools. We're talking, and that doesn't include the back end hardware and the field hardware. So you're talking $500,000 or so just to do something like that. So it's going to be iffy. Let's see. Nice intro. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I tried something new. If you can't tell, I am a dog. I'm a dog lover. I mean, I have my Sully and my Lily. I got flooded this past week with a bunch of great stuff on social media. So I shared some of it on social media. I couldn't help but sharing some of it today. Let's see. Mark wants to know, do you know when Sumter trim notices will be mailed? This month. I don't know the exact date. I didn't think to talk to the property appraiser or the tax assessor, but I know they're getting ready to issue them out. They have to. I believe they have to go out in in August. So we're already at the 15th, the 17th of August. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them this week. Jim says, Fresh Market informed me they do not open stores within 50 miles. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Don, have you heard anything about Wildwood Police Department building a new station in the south end near the fire station? Yes. That is what I understand. Next to Station 48 on the south side of it, there's a big open lot. There's some, what do they call those trucks? Food trucks. That normally park there, but that's where the new police station is supposed to go. The Villages is moving south. The Villages is a huge part of the city of Wildwood. So they're going to continue to support it. Let's see. Mustache or the caterpillar on your lip? I thought about growing a mustache back. I'm just letting it go and see how it works. I've had them. I've had beards. I've had goatees. I've had a Van Dyke. I have mustache. I've even shaved my head a few times over the years. I just felt like growing a mustache. All right. Muskie says, I've already received my trim notice. Will go up $19.58. Okay, that's good to know, Muskie. Thank you for telling us that you've gotten yours. I honestly was thinking about this today. I went on to check to see if my trim notice was up, and it wasn't up yet, but excuse me. But I know that they are coming. Let's see. Love the dog skitting your, yeah, that was funny. That's all AI generated. Let's see. Kim wants to know, Don, are you aware of any EV chargers in or around the villages? Around the villages, yeah, there are some, but in the villages, I'm not aware of any. I could be mistaken. It's not something that I'm looking for, so I really haven't paid much attention to it. But I've not seen any at any of the gas stations that I frequent. So, I mean, there could be some. I know that in my apartment, there are several EV charging stations, and they always seem to be full. All right, let's see. Well, we got all kinds of stuff coming in here. Let's see. Megan wants to know, hi, Don. Hi, Don. Do you know if lot dimensions for the lots in LaGrange are posted yet anywhere? They're not posted anywhere. You can go to Southwest Florida Water Management District and you can find those unit numbers, and you'll get some pretty good ideas about lot dimensions on those. But you really have to dig into them and really look at them. They take a while to figure out. Victoria wants to know, is a new build designer home less expensive than a new build veranda home? Designers and verandas are really the same. How expensive a designer home is, if you're talking about a spec home, they're comparably priced with a veranda. But if you're doing the build yourself, and you're customizing, man, all bets are off. I've seen $2 million home being built that was a designer home. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, so Mushy says, no, that was her maintenance assessment on CDD 12. Okay. Yeah. A lot of the maintenance assessments are going up. Why? Because the cost of everything is going up. And Florida law requires all governments, local governments, to have a balanced budget. And so, either you take from your savings, your emergency funds, your reserves, or you raise your rates. And most of the CDDs are raising the rates. I actually did a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, to the district government, and I got that response back on Friday afternoon. I haven't had a chance to go through, but I asked them about all the assessments and how much they were changing, or which ones are going up and why. I'll probably have that summarized for you next week. Let's see. Don, is there something online you can look for? Yeah, is there somewhere online you can look for your trim notice? Yes, there is, Mike. Let's go to the web browser page. All right. I think, yep, we got sound even, it looks like. So go to sumterpa.com, SUMTERPA.com. And it takes you to this website, and you do a record search, and then we will do a look for my wife. Go in here, and then you'll go down and you'll see trim notices. And right now, what's showing is the 2024 trim notice. But you click on that and it will give you a breakdown of everything in here. The one to look for, where's it at? Where is it at? Ah, yes, right here. This section right here, if you are a Florida resident, this is, you really want to be looking at this. This is going to be your Save Our Homes information and the benefit that you have. So if you've had a house for several years and the prices or the value of the home has gone up, but it's gone up more than 3%, you start building up a differential. That you take with you if you buy another home in the state of Florida. So that's a huge savings. We can talk more about portability and that some other time. Let's see. Wow, here we go. Hello Villager says, was the house fire last night in DeLuna near 301 caused by lightning? I honestly hadn't heard about any house fire in DeLuna. I didn't see it in the morning paper, but yeah. It would not be unrealistic. I mean, we had a lot of rain, a lot of lightning last night. So the good thing is the retention ponds are getting full again. They were starting to get down and level, but everything looks pretty full. Your thoughts on the new Target asking for a friend better known as Mrs. Ryan? It's a Target, okay? It's a big box store. The shelves weren't completely packed, but the store was stocked, but sometimes they only had 2 or 3 of an item, or maybe 1 pin out of 3 with that particular item that might have been there. Obviously, they're still getting inventory in and continuing to stock the shelves. It's very nice. It's very convenient. You know, anyway, that's best I can tell you. Don Delaney says, Turnpike has EV charging at gas and restaurant areas. You're right, Don, I forgot about those. Those aren't very convenient, though, for the villages. Hello Villager says, Gary Abbott just did a great video on VLS sales showing prices still rising and sales are solid. Why are MLS YouTubers telling people prices are crashing and sales are cratering? You want my opinion? It's about the money, okay? Most of these YouTubers that are talking like this are MLS agents, okay? Multiple listing service. They are realtors, right? I can use that because that's what they are. It's their trademark name. Even though, well, let me grab them a Kleenex because they're going to cry about the things I'm going to say. Oh, wait, is that a tissue? I don't know. You get my point. Realtor has become a generic word for somebody who sells real estate. They can't get their hands on a dime of any VLS sales. So nothing in new homes, nothing in the village's resale homes, which represents about 70% of the market. What does that translate to? That translates to be about $100 million a year in commissions that they don't get a dime of. So, you know, hey, why not? Why not trash them? That's my take on it. Yes, homes are staying on the market longer. And really, all we got to do is, if we assume that the number of buyers has remained constant over 10 years, that's going to happen. Because we have to make the other assumption that a certain percentage of homes are always going to be up for resale. When I moved here, there was 50-some thousand homes. Now there's 75,000 homes. So there's going to be, let's call it 50% more homes on the market with the same number of buyers, you know, assuming the same percentage are going to buy new as resales. Yeah, they're going to stay on the market longer. So it is what it is. All right. Let's see. Patricia says, Why the new grocery stores in Eastport a big secret? And how come everyone says it's not going to be public? It's not going to be a Publix. The reason people are saying it's not going to be a Publix is because Publix is going in Middleton, which is only a mile and a half away. And if you saw my last video, I give you a few indicators of why. There's what looks to be a liquor store. There's a drugstore, a pharmacy with a drive-through. The way the parking lot is laid out with the cart returns, all of those are characteristics of a what you call it, a Publix. The other grocery stores don't build them like that. So that to me is a pretty solid indicator of the design. As far as the secret, I mean, they don't release information until they have contracts signed, and then it's when they want, when I say they, the developer wants to release the information, which is part of the reason why they don't always like me, because I like to release information as soon as I find it out. And as soon as I do find it out, I'm going to let you know. All right. Let's see. Jerry Bell says, what's the status of Buc-ee's in Ocala? No idea. Not been paying attention to it. Brad says, we are comparing designer homes and veranda homes. Verandas are more expensive as the fence increases the cost. The fence is minimal. It's really about demand. There is a very high demand for verandas, just like when I moved to the Villages 11 years ago, there was a huge demand for courtyard villas. Why? Two things: pets and privacy. With a fenced-in yard, you have your privacy, and your pets can have a little more freedom. So they're not dumb. They're gonna charge more when there is a market for it. Jeremy says hello. Okay. Eric says, hey, love the intro. Dogs are always funny. Talking dogs are really funny. So Eric, who scrolled off on your screen, I got a longer screen on my monitor, is the owner of Fur and Away. And he came over on Friday. He did grooming on Lily and Sully. Sully was his normal joyous self until it was Lily's turn. Then he was crying and whining like a baby because he wasn't around Lily. It's just like, come on, dude, grow up. But he is very attached to Lily. Yeah, so Eric told me that he does cats, which you're a braver man than I, Eric. I've never seen a cat that did like water. And also, he's taking new customers just south of 466A, just because, I mean, he doesn't need to go. There's enough business down here. But he does a great job. Mushke says, I'm so surprised to see that it wasn't going up more. $20, minuscule amount, the cost of living. Yeah. Again, it a little bit going up, but you got to multiply that by thousands. It is what it is. It helps. Vinny says, Gilbo Realty is absolute worst. He doesn't even live in the Villages. He is from New York. I wouldn't do business with him under any circumstances. Yeah, he called me and he gave me a blast because somebody had a question about his videos, and I was straight up with him. He doesn't like it. Okay. Tried to throw in, well, you shouldn't say negative things because you're a county commissioner. Hey, I am an individual. First and foremost, I am an individual. And you know what? If somebody's saying a bunch of bull, I'm going to call them on it. It is what it is. Let's see. Why did Wildwood make an exception to the no overnight street parking law for Middleton? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't hear about that one, but I'm sure they had their reasons. It's hard enough keeping up with the decisions the county has to make, and I'm the chairman. It's like, man, it keeps me busy. Jerry says, Brad, If costs greater than $300,000 more to build our same brand new house as a designer, ensure you compare exact finishes, same models, and designer C does not have any laundry room cabinets, sinks. Okay, so yeah, there are differences. Victoria said something, and can my Mastiff furniture in the future in the I'm not sure what she said there. I think she wants to know if her dog can, her Mastiff, which is a huge dog, can star in the next ad. Hey, I don't have a problem with it if Eric doesn't. Jimmo says, hey Don, do you think all the homes in the villages will be constructed with concrete walls like patio villas? I think they're going to stick with the patio villas. I know that over in Edenfield, last week they started building, it's actually been this week, they started building the first patio villas, and they're still stick and vinyl. It's still the least expensive way of building a home, and because of that, they stick with that with the patios. That is a lower price point, entry point for people, because they try and cater to everybody's needs and desires. And patio villas are great, especially if you have more limited resources. It is, it's just one of those things. But I don't think they're going to go to the precast walls on all the homes. Certainly the verandas, most of the courtyard villas, and the designer homes, and most of the premier homes, when they do build them, are all going with the precast. Personally, after seeing what how the walls are built, how things are done, I have no problem with it. I think they make an outstandingly solid house, and there is no air gap around your windows like there are in most houses because it's completely filled with concrete. Victoria wants to know, can my Mastiff fit in the Fur and Away mobile? You know what? I'm going to leave that one to Eric, since he would know, but I've been in the van. It's pretty good size. 16 stall Tesla supercharger, US 441. Okay, so Eric, who just bought himself a Tesla, he says that there's 16 stall Tesla supercharger someplace in Lady Lake. All right, great to know. Oh man, so I got, since we're talking about dogs, let me go. Where's it at? Where's that? There it is. Let's transition over to this. Yeah, I know. So that's what we're gonna see what Eric says. All right, I got to get the right thing up here. So this is Greg and his new dog Hank. Greg just adopted Hank from the Leesburg Humane Society. Hank is a golden retriever. He's absolutely gorgeous and doesn't like his crate, but loves sleeping on the bed. So I just thought I'd share that with you because I thought he was gorgeous. He reached out to me earlier this week and had some questions about golden retrievers. All right. Oh, I had more good news. My vehicle is on its way to the dealer. My truck is finally on its way. All right. Jay Cozy says, is it easy to replace a window if needed in a precast concrete wall? So that depends on how much of the window you're going to replace. If you got to replace a pane, one of the the pieces of glass that opens and closes, yeah, that's easy. That's easy. If you got to replace the window frame, man, I watched it happen on one house. It was here on McMurtry Loop. It was one of the houses I had a contract with to take pictures of. It took them 2 or 3 days to cut that window out because it was completely encased in concrete. Was not a pretty sight to watch. I mean, these guys really killed themselves. But then they put it back in. After they put it in, they couldn't. You couldn't tell the difference. The reason they had to cut it out was apparently it was crooked. Something I had not expected because all the windows are computer placed in the factory. Let's see. How long until they build a gas station on Central Parkway? Do you know which one it will be? So they're putting in a gas station on the other side of Central Parkway from Citizens First Bank. So they're putting it on the north side in that same intersection. I believe it's on the northwest corner. And I believe it's a Circle K, if I remember seeing right. I'd have to go digging through my archives. But when is it going to start? I don't know. They've gone through the permitting with the Water Management District. That's all been approved. So really, I mean, it's going to be up to the owners when they get started. When would you suggest looking for a large dog crate? Oh, where would you? Oh, Amazon. Honestly, just you're going to get your best buy on Amazon, and you don't have to go running down to Orlando or whatever. Let the UPS guy bring it. Heck, keep it interesting, or keep it easy. Let's see. Orange Mini Cooper says, it's interesting to see a new neighbor getting walls and 2 lots down from my neighbor are only ones without a foundation, just the outline. Love the pictures of the videos, Don. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing watching these houses be built. I've been doing it for 6 years, and 6 years this month. We've done over 300 homes, and it never ceases to amaze me. I mean, such coordination. These guys got it down to an art. John, I just purchased from PetSmart, Amazon, Walmart. Yeah. Okay. Kim M says, hi Don, I am moving to the Villages full time. Do you think a generator is necessary? And if so, for how long? I am from the Northeast and we lose power all the time. So I would say no, I don't think it's necessary. I've been here 11 years. The longest we were without power was about 10 hours. One of the advantages we have in the Villages is all our power lines are buried. Okay, so we don't have trees taking down power lines and things like that. So that helps tremendously. Where we end up losing power is if a transformer takes a lightning hit, or a major substation takes a lightning hit. But that's about it. I have a 6,000 watt generator in the garage, and I also have a 1,000 watt generator in the garage. My experience I had the big one. We were out of power, like I said, for about 10 hours. I finally said, what the heck with it. We waited all night. This was when Irma came through. I got up the next morning. I said, all right, time to hook it up. I got to take care of the freezer. Started it up, got everything plugged in. 20 minutes later, the power came on. Just my luck, So, yeah. I don't think it's necessary, honestly. There are a few people that have put them in. If you're really concerned, I mean, for me, the biggest thing I worry about is I have a freezer in the garage, and it's chock full of meat. And, just from the days of being in the military, payday came around, you stocked up on groceries, and always having a deep freeze was a blessing for those days when money was tight. So, you know, if you get a small Honda 2000 watt generator, that's going to take care of your refrigerator. It's going to take care of your lights, your internet. Yeah, you might be a little bit uncomfortable with the air conditioning, so a fan too, but you should be all right. I wouldn't get much bigger than that. That and a handful of extension cords, you'd be all right. I got an inexpensive wire crate at Walmart. They have 42 and 48 and smaller. Okay, that's good to know. So let's see. Hello, Villagers. What holds the precast walls in place once the braces are removed? If it's just roof trusses, what happens to the walls if there is roof damage in a hurricane? Can they fall over? Well, theoretically, yeah, they could fall over. They have like 12-inch pieces of rebar coming up out of the foundation that are, the walls are grouted to that. The walls are all attached to each other. They have steel loops built into them, and then they put a steel pin through the loops, and then they fill that with grout, concrete. And you know, once they're set, they're set. Yes, it is the roof that keeps it up, but honestly, if you start losing your roof, you're probably going to be running for the hills anyway. And it takes a lot these days in Florida to lose a roof, just because of the way, since Andrew happened, they really upped the hurricane codes and the building codes. So we don't see a whole lot of that. All right. I added a generator interlock to my main power panel and can power my house off my Power Boost F-150 7.2 kW inverter if necessary. Well, that's cool. Power Boost 7. So I'm assuming you have an F-150 Lightning based on what that says. So, but let's see. Hi, Don. Thank you much for your point of view. I feel so much better. We do have a Honda 7 kW that we'll be bringing with us. Like you, we always have a bunch of meat in the freezer. Yeah. So yeah, if you got, you're going to be all right, Kim. You really are. Let's see. Oh, you're going to love this one. Eric just chimed in. There's a little bit of delay between what you see and what I see. Eric says, yes, Victoria, your Mastiff will fit. I do large pets up to 200 pounds. Gregor says, not Lightning, all electric. The Power Boost is the hybrid. Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Russell, hey. Let me see. Russell has chimed in. He says, wouldn't it be difficult to run new wire via precast wall or the interior wall boards offset? Yes, there is a 1-inch furring strip on top of the inch of insulation. So there's actually 2 inches between the drywall and the concrete. So you can run a new outlet in it. So Russell, he sent me something this week. I will show it to you. So one of the things Russell pointed out was he saw this. So this is Sunset Island down here in the lower left. This is the Farragut ball fields. And look at this. This just appeared this week on the map for Eastport. And for the life of me, I haven't figured it out yet. It's too big for a putt and play, too small for a pitch and putt. Could be something else. I don't know. One of the things that catches my eye is this right here. This looks like, you know, either parking, but you can see it's dead-ended. Here they don't dead-end it. So I'm thinking this is where they're going to put a building, you know, like the golf starter shack. What it's going to be, I don't know. I've been looking for about 2 hours trying to figure out what this is. I can't find anything on it. But thank you, Russell, for sending that to me. It's always interesting when we come across these things to figure out what the Villages is trying to do. All right, let's go back. 12 months old. Oh my gosh, he's. All right, whew. All right. Park roaming with Robbie. Did you try Portillo's yet? What do you think? I did try it. When did I try it? Was it? Yeah, it was Friday. When Sully was being groomed, I ran down because I was down here at the house, and I had to go to the bank, and I said, well, I might as well get some lunch. Went to Portillo's. I got their Chicago beef sandwich with the peppers and mozzarella. It was good. I'll give it a chance again. But, the one thing I did notice is most of the customers that were there were some of the workers. So folks from like district property management and some of the landscaping folks and electricians, they were in there, they're grabbing their lunch and going. So that's something that's missing down in the Middleton area is a fast food type or quick service food. But overall, wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. The fries were really good. All right. Let's see. Victoria says that her pup is 175 pounds. That's a big dog. I mean, Sully and Lily are both in the 90s, and they're big. All right. Hello Villager says there is a super Walmart on 466 and soon 44 with a neighborhood market between the two on 466A. Will they build a neighborhood market on Central Parkway that would be the same spacing? I mean, that's a possibility. There's a lot of commercial space earmarked on Central Parkway. So we'll see what happens. It's best I can say at this point. I haven't heard anything definite one way or the other. All right. Can you let's see. Can you comment on coating the lanai, concrete slab, driveways, garage, path, and door? What do you suggest options? A lot of people do the epoxy coating, the painting. The epoxy coating is just a fancy paint, honestly. And it looks very good. Debbie's trying to convince me to do the driveway at the new house. She wants a palm tree on there, and I'm not objecting to it. Right now, I'm trying to get a landscaper to give me some good pricing on doing some landscaping. The stacked block wall and getting rid of the ugly plants that the Villages puts in. There's a lot of guys out there that do it. There's a lot of different techniques. I know there's one guy who actually etches the concrete. And if you're interested in that, send me an email. I'll send you his information. He was looking to be an advertiser at one point, and then he kind of dropped off the grid. I don't know what happened to him, but I'll be more than welcome to give you the information. Let's see. Will there be nightly music in Eastport? I'm going to say yes. I mean, absolutely there's going to be. I don't see any way around it. They built this huge bandstand with covered area, and yes, there's going to be nightly music. Okay. Victoria wants to know, is there much settling that happens to the new builds in the Villages after a few years? Nail pops, cracks, especially the precast builds. So the precast are relatively new, only a couple of years old. I have, as far as foundation settling, I haven't seen any. nails popping, and I haven't seen a lot of houses, haven't heard of a lot of houses having it. There have been some issues with ceiling cracking on lanais, but beyond that, I haven't seen a whole lot of unsettling. Part of it is they spend so much time and effort stripping out the organics and then coming back in, packing it, and then they put the layer of clay down and then the topsoil. They don't get much settling. All right. Let's see, Pat wants to know, do you know what the construction that's going on Corbin by Saint-Tropez? It's 3 buildings. On Corbin by Saint-Tropez, it's 3 buildings. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. That's the Blanchard Recreation Center. It's the golf cart barn and the Woodlands Championship Course clubhouse. That's what's going in there. I think that's what you're talking about. We tiled our night. Okay, Eb says we tiled our lanai before we moved in. Love it. Matches the interior. Okay. Vinny says give La Familia a call in landscaping. He gave us by far the best on extensive landscaping and did a great job. Okay, Vinny, I'll do that. You know what? I need to stretch for just a second. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Far and Away Mobile Pet Grooming provides professional grooming services right outside your home. Their state-of-the-art mobile grooming salon won't disturb your neighbors with loud noises or smelly fumes, providing a less stressful grooming experience with no more contact with other pets and their germs. With nearly 50 years combined professional grooming experience, Village's residents Eric and Sharon McFarland bring their expertise and full line of competitively priced services to your home. Big dogs or small, they do them all. I trust them with my Sully and Lily, and you can trust them with yours. Far and Away, they're the best mobile groomer in the village.
Where does your dog sleep? In their own bed or in yours? Let me guess. They have their own expensive bed, but somehow always end up next to you. And that's actually perfect, because sleeping with your dog is incredible for both of you. When you sleep next to your dog, your brain releases oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers to babies. Your stress levels drop. Your heart rate synchronizes with theirs. Their presence triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, helping you sleep deeper and heal while you rest. But science can't measure the feeling of pure safety. The comfort of knowing someone loves you so much, they choose to be vulnerable with you every single night. Your dog doesn't sleep next to you because they have to. They sleep next to you because in their mind, that's where their family is. That's where they belong. For thousands of years, humans and dogs slept together for warmth, protection, companionship. We're not breaking rules. We're honoring an ancient bond. When your dog curls up next to you, they're saying, I trust you with my life. I feel safest when I'm close to you. So yes, dogs have their own beds, but they choose ours. Because some bonds are stronger than rules. Some love is worth losing a little sleep over. And honestly, we sleep better knowing they're there. Because home isn't where you lay your head. It's where your heart feels safe.
All right. So we are back, and I had a chance to stretch. So let's see. Hello Villager says, yes, the rooms are slightly smaller because the walls are definitely thicker. The exterior walls. Interior walls, so they're pretty much the same. Kim M says, hi Don, one last question, apologies if I've already answered, but what will the old Winn-Dixie where 301, what will the old Winn-Dixie where 301 meets 44B? 301 and 44. Oh, that one, that's been closed for years. I have no idea. No idea. Yeah, that closed down probably a year after I moved here. So it's been 10 years that it's been closed. But I have no idea what's going to go in there. Let's see. Orange Mini Cooper says, as a second home, I want to make sure the groundskeepers don't damage the stucco with their weed whackers. Do you have any thoughts? Maybe a small concrete border or landscaping answer. I'm telling you what, I am the wrong person to ask about landscaping and yard work and that. I absolutely hate doing yard work. And when I got to the house on Friday, I looked in the backyard and it's like, I just cut it on Tuesday and it needs to be cut again. It's like, come on, give me a break. This St. Augustine is going crazy. Yeah, I'm not, I can't give you an answer on landscaping. I'm looking for low maintenance, and I'm actually working on something, one of these, like you got a Roomba for your house. They got them for the yard now. So Segway makes one called Navimo. I'm looking at possibly trying one of those out. Let's see. All right. Vinny says, love the video. Agreed, dogs in the bed are awesome. Yep. It's definitely nice to roll over and have somebody warm next to you. Russell says, I confirmed with the Village's designer, a few designer premier homes can still spec stacking sliders for now. My impression was the models with the premier sisters, i.e. Mockingbird, Pelican only, maybe still stick. So, yeah, I mean, the stacking sliders, I've seen that. If you look at a Dove, I own a Hillsdale, which is the veranda version of a Dove. I have a big sliding glass door and a small sliding glass door in the back. On a Dove, it's one big sliding glass door, and it's the stacking ones to open up wider. I like that better, but it wasn't a deal breaker for buying the house that we ended up buying. So that's always one of those considerations. All right, so let's go back over to this. So Trevor sent me this great drawing that he put together. This is actually 3 different images. If you see the prison over there on the left, that's that shot is obviously coming from Google Earth. He's using a shot from the Village's website for the layout of the houses, and below it also he's using some of the I'll get it out in a second. The brain is drawing up. You hear the beep. Anyway, so just a bunch of different things he sandwiched all together. This is a pretty good shot. Thank you, Trevor, if you're watching. I appreciate it. Let's see. All right, so let's talk about this. So if you saw the opener for this, it's about somebody, it's our town squares and keeping the outsiders out. So this came from William over in the Village of St. James. I blocked out all the other pertinent information. Don, myself, and some friends have noticed that our squares are being overrun by outsiders. More fights are going on more fights are going on than I remember. Is there anything that can be done about that? Outsiders are ruining the squares and the villages will suffer in the long term. Thanks, Bill. I'm going to disagree, okay? First off, who's an outsider? We're all transplants. Even those that people say, well, I've been here all my life. You know what? Eventually you're a transplant. So, unless you're, unless you're Native American, you're probably a transplant. Everybody is part of our community. These commercial properties, the town squares, they are commercial properties. Most of them, I guess what? They're owned by outsiders. the business owners. There are a few village residents who own businesses there, but many of them are outsiders. Those outsiders help keep these businesses alive. You want to know what happens when you don't have outsiders involved? Go look at Katie Bell's. It closed down. It was Villages residents only, and it went broke. It went out of business and went broke because they couldn't make a profit selling ice water and air conditioning. People would come in, sit down, and they wouldn't buy anything, and it was hard for them to keep staff. It was hard for them to make a profit. Same thing happened over at Hacienda Hills. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of cheap villagers. They forget how the real world works. It is about the money. It truly is about the money for a business. Because if they don't make a profit, they're not going to stay in business. So these local residents that come in and patronize the businesses in the villages, man, you know what? During the summer months, they're absolutely necessary to keep them going. We would lose most of our businesses if it didn't happen. That's the bottom line. All right, so we got some more questions coming in. Let's go back over there and see what they were. Mark says, we are new to Florida and are impressed by Sumter County and their operations. Could you provide a high-level overview of the county finances and how you see it over the next 2 to 5 years or so? So part of the reason is we run a very lean county. We have a very good county administrator, Mr. Bradley Arnold. He has a great staff working for him. Leslie Smith and Steve Kennedy are his two primary assistants, or deputy or assistant district managers, and between the three of them, they run an incredible show. But a lot of what's happening in Sumter County is because of consolidations. Many of the services that cities normally provide, we consolidate here in Sumter County. It saves everybody a tremendous amount of money. Where things are going to go in the next 2 to 5 years, I don't know. It just depends on this whole idea of getting rid of county taxes, property taxes. Folks, if that happens, I mean, if they want to get rid of it, fine. But the state also has to get rid of the mandates, because most of our budget goes to fulfill state mandates. They say, you got to provide this. Well, our only avenue for funding it, for the most part in our budget, is property tax. The whole Doge things, my opinion, bring it. Bring it on. I'm willing to sit down with them and go over line by line with that budget, because I think we have a very lean budget. If they get rid of the county property tax, right now they haven't presented any plan for replacing it. These services still have to be paid for. It's going to be paid for somehow. Property tax, sales tax, whatever. The state's going to get your money. Best thing I can say is, if they want to start controlling the purse strings, well, these guys couldn't get a budget passed for the state until the very last minute this year. How are they going to do that with 67 counties and have to deal with that additional burden? I don't see it. Anyway, enough of that. Bob wants to know, thanks for the great video, build our home. Hello, Dan. Brad says, the squares are public places. Everyone is welcome and needs the businesses to survive. I agree. Is there any truth to the rumor about a bridge over 44 to the Eastport area? Over 44 to the Eastport area. There are 2 bridges over 44, one at Brownwood and one at Lake Deaton Plaza at Chitty Chatty. So there's already 2 bridges, and then there's 2 bridges that cross the turnpike. I don't know about the 470. I'm still having difficulties getting the information on that particular one. All right. Uh-oh. Screwed something up. All right. Well, let's see. Muskie says, I have never seen a fight on any of the town squares in the last 5 years, and the town squares and the live music, nightly music, are not an amenity and are not paid for by amenity fee. You're absolutely right. They're not. They are. The merchants pay for that live music. When 3 or 4 years ago, when the county got rid of the tourism tax, the 1% tourism tax, that impacted the town squares greatly. But the merchants stepped up and increased what they're paying for the nightly entertainment. It's a big draw. I mean, if you go over to one of the stores over there on 466. What is it, next to Costco? Not Hobby Lobby, on the other side. But anyway, there's a couple of stores like a Belk's and things like that. You go over there at 7, 8 o'clock at night, they're a graveyard. You go to the stores in the town squares at 8 o'clock at night, when there's a good band playing, there's plenty of people in the stores shopping. So that nightly music brings in a tremendous amount of business to the squares. So Bob says, by Dabney. Okay. Again, that's going to be the 470. I haven't been able to find out, Bob, anything solid yet on that. Rumors I'm hearing is no, but it's still very, very early in construction. And until I see the plans, I'm not going to make a judgment on that one yet. All right, let's go to the last big item. Where are we at? Oh, my gosh. All right, the complaint system, anonymous complaints. Oh, gutter contractor recommendations. John, I used Hills Seamless Gutters, Hills, Hills. Is who I used. I thought they did a great job at a very reasonable price. Let's see. The complaint system, anonymous complaints. So there's been some fury over the whole anonymous complaint system again. CDD 10 had some residents from Antrim Dells come and complain about wanting to get rid of the anonymous complaints. And I know the chairman of CDD 10. He's a good friend of mine. We played golf yesterday morning together. We've been playing golf for the last 10 and a half years together every Saturday morning. Jack Miller is the guy's name. He used to be the ARC rep. We lost a district supervisor. I encouraged him to be to put his name in the hat to become a district supervisor. When we had the loss of one of our district supervisors, he did. He became a district supervisor, which really curtailed what we talked about on our Wednesday evenings because we always went out to dinner with our wives. But we could still talk about the other things, golf and so on and so forth. He took my place as chairman when I left, and Holly Bell came in and she took my seat. But we have District 10 has some really good supervisors, but they're unhappy because they won't entertain getting rid of anonymous complaints. Jack asked them a quick question, one question, and he got no answer. He says, when you get the name, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to confront them with it? Are you going to confront them, or are you going to apologize? Because really, who's the victim here? Is it the person who's broken the rules? They're the ones in the wrong. They're the ones that the complaints have been filed against, okay? The victims are their neighbors and anybody else who comes into that community and sees them not in compliance, okay? It's funny because Jack was giving me a recount of the whole meeting, and I haven't got the broadcast yet. I'm going to go try and get a copy of the recording. I'm going to try and get a copy of the recording because I want to hear it. But Apparently there were about 40 people there, about 10 people spoke, 6 in favor of getting rid of the anonymous complaints, 4 against getting rid of the anonymous complaints. It is definitely, in my opinion, a bad idea to get rid of the anonymous complaints. Again, what purpose does knowing that person's name have? The only purpose is retaliation. Let me tell you something. In the state of Florida, if you're going to file a complaint for a code violation, it cannot be an anonymous complaint. And guess what we got in Sumter County? We have residents in Sumter County who are in fear of filing complaints against their neighbors because of retaliation. And the county's trying to figure out how to get at least temporarily not release the information, because we have open records laws here in the state of Florida to protect the identity of the individuals who do file an anonymous complaint or who do file a complaint, because people do want to retaliate. The problem is real simple. Well, the answer is real simple. Follow the rules. Follow the agreement that you signed when you bought your house here, and you don't have to worry about the anonymous complaints. Okay? This discussion has gone on for years, and I think some of the other CDEs who have gotten rid of anonymous complaints are opening up a can of worms. I really do. And I don't think it's in anybody's best interest. I've heard some ideas, well, the district and Community Watch should be, doing the inspections and not the residents. Who's going to pay for that? How many people do you think that's going to take? Okay, when you start looking at the size of the villages, okay, you're looking at a minimum 4 full-time people, because it's not just driving around. They got paperwork they got to fill out. And they're going to have to document everything anytime that they find a violation. A lot of man hours involved. Okay, and then there's the cost of computers, vehicles, you name it. You're talking $250,000 a person on an annual basis, easy. Okay, between wages, vehicle costs, benefits, the whole 9 yards. Who's going to pay for that? Well, it's going to come out of your maintenance assessments, and that's something that's really not bearable at this point. Do we need getting rid of them? I just don't see it. I don't see it as wise. The whole thing with retaliation, because that's all it's about. Well, I should be able to confront my accuser. Go look in the mirror. Your accuser is yourself, because you didn't follow the rules that you agreed to. That's the accuser. Just because somebody reports it doesn't make them the accuser. But these folks over in Antrim Dells, I may just take, one of these days, I may just take advantage of this anonymous complaint system. Nah, I wouldn't make mine anonymous. I'd put my name on it. But maybe I'll drive through there and document all the violations, because guess what? I was on that board for almost 8 years. I know what the rules say. I know what's illegal and what's not. Man, I have no problem with filing 20 of them. I don't care. I'll be that little old lady with the clipboard writing things down. And you know what? Am I wrong? Well, they're not living up to their part of the agreement. That's the bottom line. Yeah. Whew. All right, sorry. Let me calm down just a little bit. Oh my gosh, yeah, wow. So where are we at on time? Oh wow, it's already after 4. So, Russell says, I agree on keeping complaints anonymous. Normally I'd agree with knowing the accuser. Again, who's the accuser? The accuser, you violated the rules that you agreed to. That's the accuser. Who reports it is irrelevant. Okay? I see the CDD as the accuser. Okay? Complaints as a concerned citizen. Yeah. Complaint as a concerned citizen. You're right. Oh my gosh. Gotta love my coffee. So, anybody else got any questions for the day? It's been fun. My apologies if I get a little worked up. You deal with these issues day in and day out. It's very, very frustrating. You get some people with an idea in their head, and they just want to do things their way. Well, damn it. You agreed not to do things that were against the rules that you agreed to. And, just because somebody calls you on it, that makes them the bad guy? No, they didn't do anything wrong. You did. Moving on. So, hey, I was talking about Jacksonville. I don't even know if the game is over. It's probably over by now. They were winning, but who cares? But next Friday, the charter high school at 7 o'clock on Friday evening over at the Villages High School in Middleton has their first regular season game. It's against the Wildwood High School. I'm going. I love football. I have become disenchanted with it over the last half decade or so. If you want to take a knee, that's not the area. But anyway. But I'm going to go to the game, so maybe I'll see you there. Again, the game starts at at 7 o'clock. I'm looking at their schedule here, and they've got the 22nd and the 29th are both home games. The 29th is with Lecanto High School. That's just to the west of us. So I'm looking forward to it. Beautiful stadium, beautiful field. These kids play with all their heart. It's fun to watch. Any updates on the new area next to Antrim Delta? No, haven't seen anything. Lisa says, agree, follow the rules, off topic. What is the weather like mid-December? Victoria wants to know. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You can wear shorts mid-December, not a problem. All right, Noah James says, property taxes have increased an absorbent amount over the last 5 years. Services have not increased anywhere near the same amount. They need to go away, and I'm not misinformed. Yes, you are, okay? The last 5 years, we have been at the rollback rate, okay? Which means that property taxes have remained constant, okay? If your value of your home goes up, property tax rate goes down. The amount you pay stays basically the same. The residents of Sumter County demanded better ambulance services. That's had a huge impact. You asked for it, you got to pay for it. That's the bottom line. But, we didn't raise taxes because of any projects that we wanted to do. That was what the residents of Sumter County asked for. As far as services have not increased, well, population has increased dramatically in the last 5 years here in Sumter County, and it takes more people to provide the necessary services. This year we're looking at, I think, 10 officers for the Sheriff's Department, 10 new officers. It's a huge department, and they've got a lot to do. 10 new officers is really 2 extra patrol officers, 24/7, okay? Because it's not just, one patrol, that's not 10 people on the road all at once, because they work shifts and so on and so forth. And, it's good to give them a day off. Whew, all right, so lots of fun. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been fun. I enjoy doing this. Thank you for tuning in. If you got questions, send them to me. If you want to call in, You know, I got the phone sitting right here, and you can see a little cord connected to it. That's connected to my soundboard, and that allows me to put you on the air, on the radio, or on the radio, on the broadcast. You know, just like they used to do on the radio when people would call in, so we can take live calls. What else was on here? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Talked about that. Oh yeah, new dog park in Eastport opened up. That's nice. I've been there twice with Lily and Sully. Was there this morning with them. Unfortunately, I'm not getting my walks in like I used to, but it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, yeah, again, the football game, we'll see you next week over at 7 p.m. at Charter High School. Other than that, y'all have a great day. It's been a pleasure. I don't know what my wife is cooking, but let's see. Oh, somebody's coming in here. I love football too, but due to cost, they took the wrecking ball to my high school. Great show, Don. Thanks for Voice of the Village. Thank you. All right. All right. And Muskie has some great points about abolishing essential services and local control. So, again, everybody have a great week. We'll do this again next week. If you got questions, you can email me, you can call me, you can text me. The number you see on the screen for Gold Wingnut Productions is my personal cell phone. Give me a call anytime. Other than that, thanks everyone, and we will call it a day. Mobile Pet Grooming provides professional grooming services right outside your home. Their state-of-the-art mobile grooming salon won't disturb your neighbors with loud noises or smelly fumes, providing a less stressful grooming experience with no more contact with other pets and their germs. With nearly 50 years combined professional grooming experience, Village's residents Eric and Sharon McFarland bring their expertise and full line of competitively priced services to your home. Big dogs or small, they do them all. I trust them with my Sully and Lily, and you can trust them with yours. Far and away, they're the best mobile groomer in the Villages. Thanks for watching today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happening here in the Villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo-video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the Villages and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some do. I'm watching your new home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today, and I'll see you next week right here at Gold Wingnut Live.